As inflation drives up prices at the grocery store and the gas station, credit card debt is on the rise too. The company Lending Tree recently found in a survey of 1,200 people that almost 2 out of 3 Americans are using credit cards to make ends meet. Here to help us understand how to use, not to use credit cards and to get out of that hole is Ken Grant, the managing partner of Waterstone Private Wealth Management up in Owasso. Good morning. Welcome back.
Thanks for having us.
So let's establish the problem. How much debt are Americans in credit card wise?
Well, over the last year, that debt level has risen 13%. They've added an extra $100 billion onto their credit card balances, and that could be concerning until we realize that inflation is actually rising at around, the government will tell you 8 to 9%. You go to the grocery store, it's more like 13.
Right.
So now you see why all this news about inflation and cost in the economy affects your personal pocketbook, is it's costing you more, so debt is rising.
Okay, so we also have some other stats here on this full screen about, this is not the all-time high, but it seems like we're getting close. So we have $887 billion total of what Americans are carrying in credit card debt right now. And that's not the all-time high.
No, pre-pandemic levels, it was at $927 billion. The concerning news is if we repeat like we've done the last year, we will exceed that. And so a credit card is just like a sharp tool. If you use it correctly, it can cut through things and build you something amazing. If not, it's just going to cut you and cause you to bleed. And so that's the concern, is are you then paying off that credit card debt or not? The same survey showed that 46% of the people are doing just that, paying off their credit card, so that it's not unhealthy to have these levels of credit debt because they're paying it off. However, that means 54% are falling into what we would call a debt hole. A debt hole is one of those, the average rate is over 16%, 16.65% that they're paying. And the average new card that's being issued in 2022 is over 21%. Ouch. That's really going to cut you, and that'll be a hole you can never get out of. You know, when I was growing up, my dad said, son, if you find yourself in a hole, quit digging. Yeah. Well, if you are in this debt hole, you need to quit digging, and you need to then find a way to pay off that. If you are making minimum payments, you could not afford to put on the card what you did.
You know, we talked about emergency savings as well, but, you know, I want to just back up for a second. One of the ways, if we have credit card debt on these 20% APR, can we consolidate our credit card debt to maybe just do one and negotiate a lower interest rate?
Absolutely. That's the first step to getting out of that hole, is to then, you were a good shopper and you put stuff on the card, now be a good shopper for the right card at the right APR. Consolidate down to a lower percentage. So if you're having a problem with debt, you need to consolidate and then pay that off. That is the #1 goal to stop the bleeding, you know, is to pay it off. The second would be to consolidate, and then once you've done that, then you can actually use credit cards like the tool they are and build lifestyle on it, like such as getting travel points for hotels and airlines, or cash back cards, or in-store purchase credits.
If you can pay it off.
If you can pay it off.
The other thing, before we get to the emergency savings, because I do want to hit on that, what are your feelings on getting a credit card early in life, or if you've never had one, to build credit so you can get a home loan and actually have a credit score? What are your thoughts on using a credit card like that?
Well, absolutely. So there's a lot of recent college grads and young folks that every day when they open the mail, they're getting those credit card offers. Be aware, those are the ones that the 21.4%, that could be the hole. If then you get it and you pay it off, you are now building credit so that instead of getting a $1,000 balance, it can move to a $10,000 or a $20,000 or an endless, as long as you had good behavior of always paying them off.
Okay, so let's get to the good stuff. So once we're paying off these credit cards, we need to be doing, as we're paying them off, we also need to be thinking about emergency funds in case something breaks.
So one of the things we do at Waterstone is help our clients understand that the cure for all of this is building savings. You won't be worried about inflation or the economy or anything else if you build savings. And the first two, you build at the bank. That's a cash flow of 2 months in your checking in case a bill comes in you weren't expecting.
Right.
That is 2 to 3 months in a savings account. Why? Because you might very well drop your cell phone. That's $1,000. Do you have that or not? If you don't, you're going in debt.
The fridge breaks.
The fridge breaks. All 4 tires need to be replaced. That's what that savings, emergency savings, is for. After that, everything needs to, now your money needs to work for you, and that's that non-retirement hopes and dreams investment account that you would go to for a financial advisor to help you build for that big family vacation you want to, or that retirement home, or I want to retire early. That's what all those are for. and you cannot put your retirement on a credit card. That is a hole you'll never get out of, so you need to build your retirement savings.
I was going to say, I'm sure some people have tried, but that's tough. Well, Ken Grant, thank you so much with Waterstone. We appreciate your advice as always.
Thank you.